Now, it was a phenomenon in the 90s, and it could be about to take over the world once more. The new PokemonGo video game was released in the US last week, and now, by some measures, it already boasts as many daily active users as Twitter. Well, the runaway success sent publisher Nintendo stock climbing 25% on Monday and has added almost $8 billion to its market value. That's just in 2 days. Well, the mobile game lets players track down virtual Pokemon in their real-life surroundings. We have Alex Wood, editor-in-chief at the Memo, here to explain more. For those of us who aren't completely up to scratch with our gaming, tell us what it all means.
So it is very much a real-life version of Pokemon. If you remember back in the 90s, this game where you had to go and hunt the monsters and catch them, well, it's come to life through your smartphone. So you're walking through the streets and you have to hold your phone up and actually look at as if it's a Google map. So, you know, when we're navigating in the streets, except that's the actual game and it's in sync with all the streets, all the roads that you're walking through, and you're actually searching the real world to find these monsters.
There are some pitfalls, though, of this geolocation feature. We've been hearing reports in the US, and it's only been there since last week, the app's only been available since last week, already of crime as a result of this app.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the first thing is that you're walking around the streets holding your phone out there, making yourself a target. But also, we've heard reports of some people allegedly even being found dead after playing this game. There's been reports of people kayaking, trying to actually reach different spaces to try and catch these monsters, because I've tried it this morning, and I have to say it completely consumes you. You feel completely in the game, because not only are you staring at your phone walking along, but when you actually approach these so-called monsters, you're actually seeing them superimposed in the real world, ignoring everything around you.
And just talk us through some of the safety tips that people are then advising these users to take on board.
Well, I think the first thing is don't poke alone. Actually consider going out with a friend so that you can have a friend that's your eyes and your ears on the street, because I can tell you, you're going to be completely consumed in this game, absolutely. And the second one is there's a mode in the game where you can actually enable battery saving, and it turns the screen off. You can pop it back in your pocket, be part of the real world again, and then get a notification as soon as something's happening. So I think that's really important.
It's going to be launching in Japan very soon, possibly this week, I think.
Yes.
Are the users, rather the owners, going to be tweaking it slightly, given the fact that it's done phenomenally well so far, but it does also have this downside?
Now, they say there are safety warnings in there, and every single time you start the game, you are told to be aware of your surroundings. But I think actually there's maybe an interesting opportunity here, because what it's using is something called augmented reality, the idea of having things superimposed onto the real world. When we've been talking about this in technology for the last 10 years, and I've been waiting for this moment where it becomes mainstream every day, and there can actually be some practical uses outside of gaming.
And we, of course, a Money View programme, and we're looking at Nintendo in particular. I mentioned that in the introduction to you, that 25% that it's gone up.
Yes.
I mean, this is huge for Nintendo, isn't it? Can it maintain that, or is that something that's likely to fall off over the course of the coming weeks?
Well, interestingly, there's been some reports, now they're not confirmed, that they may be making up to $1.5 million a day in revenue from this game. It's free to download, but if you want to get extra Pokemon balls to be able to catch them, you can pay some money, and people are taking this up in a big way. So I think this could be the turning point for Nintendo.
We will keep an eye on it. Alex Wood, thanks very much for coming in and explaining what PokemonGo means to those of us who weren't 100% sure beforehand. Thank you.